And have you practiced the question from that grand test syllabus? Are you practicing? Say yes or no. Are you there in the class? And day before yesterday, I have sent one file for practicing of moving charge magnetism. Did you practice that sheet? Any doubt from that sheet? Or any doubt from your module also from moving charge and magnetism? Are you practicing or not? Say students. See, the last class I have explained about the magnetic field produced by different current carrying wire, right? Like straight wire, mu naught I by 4 pi r sin theta 1 plus sin theta 2, infinite wire, mu naught I by 2 pi r, semi infinite wire, right? Circular loop on it axis, what is magnetic field? And what due to circular loop at center, what is it magnetic field? Mu naught I by 2 r for a circle or a loop at center. And for arc also we discuss mu naught I by 4 pi r into theta. Theta is in should be in radians. So the part which we discuss for moving charge and magnetism for different magnetic field produced by whom? Current carrying wire. Current carrying wire produces magnetic field. Different pattern we discuss. Solenoid also we said. Solenoid mu naught Ni, right? Mu naught Ni, where N is the number of turns per unit length. So briefly, in today's class, I will explain for a few minutes of motion of charged particle in magnetic field. Meanwhile, do you have any doubts? You can send it to me so that I will discuss after this concept. I will discuss that questions also. So whatever the doubts from your side of moving magnetic field related moving charge magnetism chapter. So just what is the force on moving charge? Motion of particle in magnetic field. Motion whole bana nahi. So motion of charged particle. Charged particle. Okay. Motion of charged particle in magnetic field and electric field will discuss both. First magnetic field in detail, thereafter in electric field. That is Lorentz force we call, right? So magnetic field, we know that whenever charge particle produces magnetic field, and that is moving in a magnetic field means it will experience the force due to its magnetic field. That means, for example, we have a magnetic field here. Inward is there, magnetic field, inward, uniform magnetic field is there. In this, a charge of Q, which is going with the v velocity, entering into v velocity. A charged particle moving with the v velocity entering into a magnetic field. So what will happen? Because what will happen means force will act. What will act? Force will act. Diff. So whenever charged particle moving in a magnetic field, so force will act on it. How much force? And which direction force? How much force? Which direction? Nothing but magnitude of force and direction of force. That. So magnitude of force basically F is equal to Q into V cross B. V bar cross B bar. So this is equation of force on the moving charge particle in a magnetic field. A charge of Q entering with the v velocity into a magnetic field of strength B, the force experienced will be F is equal to this much. Simple, right? So V cross B, direction of F will be given by, so direction of F can be find out. Direction of F is it given by V cross B only. V bar cross B bar, it will give the direction of F bar. So I said cross product is very important. Cross product of vectors very important in moving charge and EMI also. So V cross B, that means cross product. See, F always should be perpendicular to V and F always perpendicular to B. Definitely. So F should be perpendicular to V as well as B. Perpendicular to V and B. Now carefully listen. Whenever a force on a particle acting perpendicular to its velocity, at that time the particle will change only the direction, will not change the magnitude of velocity. This kind of force, whenever a force acting perpendicular to its velocity, that force can change only the direction, it cannot change magnitude. That means whenever a particle entering into a magnetic field, entering into a magnetic field, so perpendicular to this velocity the force is acting, perpendicular to velocity force is acting, so definitely the resultant path it will give it as circular path, right? But different cases are there. So this can be written as F can be written as QVB sine theta. QVB sine theta, magnitude of force it is. Direction can be found out by V cross B. QVB sine theta. So theta is three cases. Theta is 90 degree perpendicular. Theta is 90 degree means angle between V and B will be 90. That is particle entering perpendicular to magnetic field. That is V perpendicular to B. Right? At that time the path is definitely circle only. Without any doubt, circular path will come. Circular path means what? Like this circular path it will come. Right? So circular path will have a radius. Correct? So definitely circular path has a radius, right? So circular path radius is what? Basically circular path means to move a particle in a circular path, what type of force is required? Centripetal force is required. That is provided by whom? Magnetic force. So this force only utilized for centripetal force. So F centripetal is equal to F magnetic. So F centripetal is what? mv square by r. So mv square by r. So this is QVB only because sine 90 1. So we can cancel 1v cancel out. So r can be written as QB. Sorry, r can be written as r will go this side, QB will come down. So directly radius of the circular path followed by the particle in magnetic field. mv by QB. mv by QB. Or you can write r can be mv means momentum by QB also we can write. Correct? Yes or no? Or you can write that r can also we can write momentum, you know. So momentum is equal to root over 2mk kinetic energy. So for charged particle I can write this is directly 2m in place of kinetic energy I should write QV by QB. Correct? So I can cancel out this one. So R I can written as 2m, V is the potential, not velocity. V is the potential here. 2mv by into 1 upon B. So one root cancel. Root Q can be written as root Q into root Q. So one root cancel out here. 2mv by Q into 1 by B. Right? So V is not velocity. Here it is potential. Accelerating potential. Clear? So these are different formula to find out. You see, R is directly proportional to momentum, inversely proportional to its charge. So the question will ask based on this, like comparison of radiation of electron and proton and alpha particle, right? So at that time comparison, which has more radius, which has smaller radius, they will ask, or which will deviate more, which will deviate less, they will ask. So that you can calculate it by radius only. Deviation more means radius will be less. Deviation is less means radius will be more. Clear? So that you can calculate it, comparison. Electron, proton, you can comparison. Electron, proton, because mass of proton, mass of electron will be different. Charge is remains same. So generally tell me for your side, from according to that, which one has more radius, electron, proton? Tell me. Which has more radius? Tell me fast. Tell me, electron or proton? Which has more radius? Electron, proton. See, for electron, proton, charge is same, magnetic field is same, but only the different speed, different masses. Because of masses, mass of electron is smaller than mass of proton. So R is directly proportional to M. So electron has smaller radius, proton has larger radius. Or electron deviate more angle, proton deviate less angle. Clear? According to this. Then some other calculation are there related to this. Whenever a particle moving in a circle, so time period will ask. Time period. Time period is what? Time taken to complete one circle. So time period T basically, time period T, one circle 2 pi radian will cover, right? Or one circle, the circumference or distance travel is 2 pi r by v is the velocity. So T can be written as 2 pi r. R is what there? mv by qb. mv by, already v is there, qb. V cancel out. So time period T is equal to 2 pi m by what is there? qb. Velocity is not there. Look carefully. 2 pi m by qb. 2 pi m by qb. Q is a charge. Q is a charge. B is a magnetic field. M is a mass. Okay. So based on this, observe that equation. Observe that equation. I will ask one question, everyone. Observe that equation for 2 seconds, everyone. And one conceptual question I will ask. You need to say the answer correctly. Okay. Orally, I am asking, just give the answer. What is that question mean? Two protons are entering into same magnetic field perpendicular to the direction of magnetic field, right? But one is travel with the velocity of 10 meter per second, or one travel with the velocity of v, other travel with the velocity 2v. Two protons, okay, are entering into same magnetic field with the perpendicular to the direction of magnetic field, but one with the velocity v, other with the velocity 2v. Find the ratio of time periods. Find the ratio of time periods. Find out. Find the ratio of time period. The formula is there in front of you on the board. Tell me. Find the ratio of time periods of two protons are entering into same magnetic field, one with v velocity, other with 2v velocity. Tell me, what is magnetic field? Sorry. Ratio of time period, tell me. Simple question, not difficult. Everyone answer it. So what is the ratio? 1:1. What is the ratio? 1:1. Same only. Because here velocity not there. In the formula of time period 2 pi m. 2 pi m by qb. M is same for 2 proton. Q is same for 2 proton. They are entering into same magnetic field B. Everything same. So what I mean to say from here, time period is same only. That means time period is independent of velocity. Independent of velocity. Clear? Independent of velocity. Correct? Frequency. Frequency means number of circles done in 1 second or number of cycles done in 1 second. So frequency is 1 by time period, right? This is can also we can write QB by 2 pi m. QB by 2 pi m. Reverse of that. So frequency and time period both are independent of velocities. Frequency and time period both are independent of velocity. This is 90-degree case is very important. 90-degree case they may ask radius, comparison of radius, comparison of time period, comparison of frequency, etc. Angular frequency they ask. If they ask angular frequency, omega, angular frequency, what is omega? 2 pi by t. So 2 pi by t, t value what here? 2 pi m by qb. So 2 pi cancel, right? 2 pi m by qb means qb will go up. 2 pi cancel. Omega become qb by m directly. So when a particle moving in a magnetic field at right angle to its direction, they may ask radius, they may ask time period, they may ask frequency, they may ask omega. But be careful, T, F, omega, all are independent of velocity. All are independent of velocity, but radius dependent on velocity. Radius dependent on velocity. Clear? This is 90-degree case. 90-degree case. Student, is it clear? 90-degree case is clear? Right. Look here. If theta is 0 degree or 180 degree, 0 or 180 degree, anything. 0 or 180 degree. That is, V either parallel to B means same direction, or V is anti-parallel to B means 180 degree. Either 0 degree or 180 degree. That means particle is entering with V velocity parallel to B vector or anti-parallel to B vector. Suppose B vector along x-axis, then V is also x-axis, or B vector along x-axis, or V along negative x-axis, that is 180 degree. So that is parallel case only, along or opposite direction we call. So at that time what happened? Sine 0, sine 180, 0. So force will be 0. It won't experience any force. Whenever particle enter to the magnetic field, along the magnetic field or opposite to the magnetic field direction, then it won't experience any force. It won't experience any force. Clear? So force experienced by that particle will be 0, and the path it will be traveled, the path, force will be 0, but still it has velocity, right? So according to Newton's first law, if there is a force is 0, but still it has velocity, continuity travel with the same velocity. So path is straight line with the same speed, with same speed, no change in speed, no change in direction, because there is no force, straight line path. So which direction is coming? Same direction it travel without changing direction. Clear? 180 degree, 0 degree, 90 degree, right? Any other path, if theta is something like lesser than 90 degree, acute angle is there. At that time what happened? So magnetic field is there here like this, and charge particle is entering at an angle theta like this. So at that time it will do helical path. So force will be present definitely. Force same as usually QVB sin theta only. So F as usually QVB sin theta only. Okay. But path will be helical. Path is helical, means spiral shape. Means doing circle and moving forward. Doing circle and moving forward. Both straight line and circle at a time executing. Straight line and circle. That is helical shape will come. Helical we call spiral shape. So who is responsible for circle? Who is responsible for straight line means? So this velocity I can resolve into two components. One is v cos theta, other one is v sin theta. So v sin theta perpendicular to the one component is perpendicular, one component is parallel will come. So parallel case, no force, straight line motion. Perpendicular case, circular motion. So totally both helical shape will come. So radius of the helical path is R is equal to same mv by qb only, but v perpendicular component we have to take. Instead of direct velocity, we have to take m into v. Which component of velocity we should take? Perpendicular component. The component of velocity which is perpendicular to v, that we have to take here. V perpendicular I wrote. QB. This is radius of the helical path. Normal radius of the circle is what? mv by qb only, direct velocity, because v there directly perpendicular. But here v is not perpendicular, theta angle is there. Two component will come, one along b bar, one along perpendicular to b bar. So which component we have to take? V perpendicular component. Correct? Then one more is straight line path is going, straight line path. So that is called pitch. In one circle, how much distance it travel forward direction? In one circle of time, forward how much distance travel? That means this distance forward. One circle to other circle gap, the forward distance we call. Pitch we call, that is. Pitch. Pitch is basically, it is traveling forward with the some velocity, parallel component, v parallel component. And with the time period of this much, 2 pi m by qb, right? So we can write here, v parallel component into time period we can write. Which you want to calculate in one time period, how much distance traveling forward means velocity into time, that is distance. Which velocity? Parallel velocity. For parallel component of velocity into time period. mv perpendicular by qb. This is for radius of the helical. This is distance of pitch. Clear? 0 degree, 90 degree, 180 degree, and less than 90 degree. So path is clear for each. For direction you can calculate by v cross b. Magnitude you can calculate by qmb sin theta. Clear? And radius you can calculate like this for helical path. So the motion of charged particle in magnetic field is clear. Yes or no? Tell me. I'll say the doubts note. Don't worry. Wait for a minute. Just I will complete this concept. Clear? Tell me yes or no. The spot concept of the moving charge particle in magnetic field is clear. Clear? Now if combined electric as well as magnetic field is there, electric as well as magnetic field is there, what will happen? If only magnetic field is there, so QVB sin theta. Electric field is also there, QE. But remember, electric field exerts the force on charged particle always in the direction of electric field or opposite to the direction of electric field. What is electrostatic force? Fe. E stands for electrostatic. Fe bar is equal to, okay, minus of QE. Sorry. Q into E only. That means what? Force always along the direction of electric field. If charge is positive along the direction of electric field, charge is negative opposite to the direction of electric field. That means electrostatic field definitely exerts some force. Whenever it is there in the, whenever charge particle moving in electric field, definitely it will experience some force. Definitely, with any angle it is entered, any angle it will go, definitely the force will be present. At any angle it will go. That means whether this charge entering 90 degree, 30 degree, 40, any angle, but always it will experience the force Q into E only. Which direction it will experience? Along E for positive, opposite to E for negative. So always force is there means there should be an acceleration. Yes, the acceleration will be QE by M, because F is equal to ma, QE by M. And we know, just now I said, magnetic field do not change the magnitude. Magnitude of velocity cannot change by the magnetic field, because magnetic field always exerts force perpendicular only. So it can change only the direction only, right? Magnitude of velocity cannot be changed by magnetic field, but magnitude of velocity can be changed by electric field, because electric field always exerts the force in the direction of velocity or opposite to the direction of velocity. So definitely acceleration or deacceleration will be present. For electron, A is the deacceleration because electron has negative charge. For a proton, A is accelerating because velocity increase. So net force we can write, that is called Lorentz force. It's a combined electric and magnetic field. Lorentz force. Scientist name it is. Lorentz force means combined electric and magnetic field. So that is magnetic force plus electric force, vector addition. Magnetic force is what? Q into V cross B. Electric field is what? Q into E. So finally it can be Q into V cross B plus E bar. This is Lorentz force. Sometimes directly equation also will ask, which of the following equation is called Lorentz force? V cross B plus E bar, right? So here also different cases will be present, but in special case is if V comma B comma E are perpendicular to each other, all are perpendicular to each other. Three are perpendicular to each other. At that time, there is a special case which will be have perpendicular to each other, and Fm is equal to Fe. It comes if magnitude wise Fm and Fe are same, and it is comes opposite direction. For example, Q is going this side, charge particle going this side with V velocity, and here QE and here QVB is there, for example. Okay, perpendicular direction. So this situation we can calculate the velocity of particle. Velocity of particle you can find out. If special case, if V, B, E are perpendicular and net force on that or Lorentz force is 0. If FL is 0, Lorentz force is 0 means Fm should be equal to Fe magnitude wise. Fm is QVB and QE. QQ cancel. V is equal to E by B. So the velocity of particle can be calculated by E by B ratio. This is only we call velocity selector. This is the principle of cyclotron. Cyclotron, you see, cyclotron using principle this only. So what amount of velocity you want to require for a charged particle? What amount of velocity you want to require? So according to that, E and B value will take in cyclotron, and it is accelerate till it reach this much velocity. It is accelerate. Once it reach this velocity, it will equilibrium. So at that time, it will come out this velocity only. So that can be calculated by E by B. Velocity selector means which velocity you need to select. That you can select by E by B ratio. Clear? Velocity selector or cyclotron, same thing we can use. In cyclotron, electric and magnetic field will be perpendicular. So net force in such a way will be balanced. V is equal to E by B ratio. Velocity is equal to E by B ratio. Clear? That is Lorentz force. And regarding the force, one more, current carrying wire kept in magnetic field also there. Magnetic field. Magnetic field is there like this. And current carrying wire. Okay. Current I is passing. So what is the magnetic field? What is magnetic force on this wire mean? The force can be written as same. In place of Q, I will come. So I L cross B, where L is the length of the wire. L is the length of the wire. Suppose this is A end, this is B end. So distance between A and B is a length L. But which L means? L is the length or effective length we call. Effective length means shortest length between initial and final point. Shortest length between initial and final point. It's a straight wire, so shortest path is direct only. But if you take semicircular wire like this, of radius r, what is the shortest length here? 2r, diameter. Circumference is pi r only, but diameter, effective length is 2r. In place of L, we have to take 2r here. So here L is what? 2r. Suppose zigzag shape is there like this. So what length we have to take? From this point to this point, shortest path. Clear? Now one conceptual question I will ask from here. If magnetic field is there like this, okay, and I kept circular loop, what is force on that? F net. How much? Tell me everyone, what is F net when a circular loop kept in a magnetic field? Pitch is, somebody asking the pitch. Pitch is the horizontal or straight distance traveled by the particle, forward distance traveled by the particle in a time period, in a time of one time period or one circle completion. In one circle completion in helical path, in one circle completion, how much time it will take? In that time, how much is moving forward, that forward distance. So distance traveled in forward direction in a time of one circle, that is called pitch. So forward distance velocity V parallel into time is a time period for one circle. That is the reason I wrote V parallel into T, time period. Clear that pitch? And answer this question. F net on circular loop kept in magnetic field. F net is what? So F is equal to I into L cross B, but L is the effective length. For a complete loop, what is effective length? There is no initial point, there is no final point. Or which is initial point? That is only final point. So shortest path, 0. So L is 0, so force also 0. Net force, I am saying net force is 0. Net force is 0. That means no force experienced by the current loop kept in magnetic field. Clear? F net is 0. That is in equilibrium. But see how the F net is 0 means basically F net on the current loop is 0 like this. Look, this part you take. This part. Then quite opposite this part you take. Suppose here the force is this side, for example, this side. Then here the force will be quite opposite will come. That's the reason net force due to this two part will be 0. Similarly, one part here, one part here. So here and here forces are opposite, net force 0, like that. But at every part you take, diametrically opposite point if you take, they are experience opposite direction force. So due to that, what happens? Suppose this here, there is a marker is there. I have one force this side I am applying, one force this side I am applying. What will happen due to this force? Net force 0 only. But because of two simultaneous forces, opposite direction is acting, equal force. Due to that, this marker can rotate. Marker can be rotate. So rotation means torque. Rotation means torque. That means a current carrying loop kept in a magnetic field, F net will be 0, but tau will get. Tau means torque, rotational effect. So due to this torque, the loop will be rotated in a magnetic field. So rotational effect only we call tau. Torque we call. Torque basically M cross B or MB sin theta. Correct? What is M here means? Magnetic moment. M is basically, it's a vector quantity. For a current loop, I am saying, for a current loop, it is I into A. I into A. I is what? Current in a loop. Magnitude of current in a loop. A is the area of the loop. Circle, pi r square. Rectangular loop, length into breadth. Square, L square, length square, like that. I into A. A is the area vector direction. M is which direction means? In which direction M bar will be present means along the direction of A vector direction. A vector, you know, area vector we know, right? For area vector, for open surface, you can consider outward or inward according to that. But based on the direction of current, you can take. Suppose this loop, current flowing this side. So the magnitude of magnetic moment direction we can consider outward. So inside it is going inward. Clockwise is going inward. And yesterday somebody me asking me that can we consider clockwise inward, anti-clockwise, clockwise inward, anti-clockwise outward means you can consider, but don't consider always that it comes along z-axis. Inward outward cannot be z-axis because the board is xy plane. Our board is xy plane. Then we are saying inward outward is along z, positive z or negative z. But question always they won't give of xy plane only, right? They may give zx plane, zy plane also they will give. So inward and outward is what? Clockwise current means inward. Anti-clockwise means outward only. But outward inward to whom? Plane of the coil. Plane of the coil. That depends upon the plane of the coil. May be present in xy plane, may be present in yz plane, or may be present in xz plane also. Clear now? According to that, you need to take either the outward, inward. Some question may be k cap minus k cap, or some question j cap minus j cap, or some question I cap and minus I cap. That you need to consider according to the given question. Is it clear? MB sin theta. Sin. So current clockwise, current it is in anti-clockwise direction. Fold your right hand finger anti-clockwise. So thumb represent out. In clockwise current, clockwise rotate like this, inward. Suppose in xy plane, yz plane is there, along x-axis will come. Anti-clockwise along positive axis, clockwise negative x-axis. Is it clear now? Torque and force on moving charge particle or current carrying wire. This is entirely concept of what he called moving charge magnetism. First part I discussed magnetic field, how to calculate. Second part I discussed force on moving charge particle. Clear? Right? There is Ampere law is there. 1 Ampere law is there, but law is used to find magnetic field only. Law is used to find magnetic field only. Magnetic field due to infinite wire. Already we discussed mu naught I by 2 pi r, 2 pi r. Magnetic field due to hollow pipe or solid pipe by using Ampere law. But formula is same only. Right? Ampere circuital law. Formula is same. But only the definition is integration of B dot dl is equal to mu naught I in. Inside the loop, what is the current is there? That current is Ampere law we call. Right? And apart from this, there is a moving coil galvanometer is there. Moving coil galvanometer is there. What is moving coil galvanometer means? What simple concept you see? And galvanometer can be converted as galvanometer can be converted as voltmeter, right? Basically, galvanometer is, there is like this north pole, south pole. Here one circular disc on this wire will be wound like this, and it is connected to a spring, and reading will be present here like. So this magnetic field north to south will be present, we know. I just now I said a coil present or current loop present in magnetic field, torque will be present. Due to that, it will rotate. And here coil is winded like this, present in magnetic field. So definitely torque will be present. So due to this torque, it will rotate. Rotate, rotate, rotate. At one point, it will stop. Where it will be stopped means the torque due to magnetic field is balanced by the anti-torque produced by the spring force. Anti-torque produced by the spring force. Clear? So that spring force basically, so torque produced by magnetic field is tau B or tau M. Magnetic field should be balanced by torque produced by spring force. So torque is what? MB sine theta. MB only 90 degree only is there. Number of turns are N mean NMB is equal to, okay, is equal to, we can write it is, the torque is K into theta will be present. K into theta. Angle deflected. What angle deflected? K is a spring constant, theta is the angle deflected. So we can write N, Mi can written as Ia, because magnetic moment Ia into B, that is equal to K into theta. Now I can be written as, what I can write? I can be written as K by NAB into theta. So that is I is directly proportional to theta. The current is measured directly proportional to angle of deflection. How much angle deflected, that much of current is flowing. And this is galvanometer constant we call. Galvanometer constant depends upon spring constant, number of turns, area of the coil, magnetic field. Correct? And this is I by theta. That is also called K by NAB. So I by theta, current per unit deflection. Current per deflection is called current sensitivity. Current sensitivity. Current sensitivity we call. That is KNAB. Right? Sometime conceptually they will ask how we can increase the current sensitivity in a galvanometer. You can increase by using number of turns. So this is current sensitivity by decreasing number of turns, because inversely proportional, or decreasing area, or decreasing magnetic field, or by increasing K also. Current sensitivity we call it is. Clear? From here, both the side, if I multiply with V is equal to I into R, right? Both the side, if we divide, multiply with R, so what I will get here? V is equal to R into K by NAB into theta. Correct? So this V is a voltage. Voltage V by theta. Voltage sensitivity also we can call. Clear? So this is about galvanometer. Moving coil galvanometer we call. And in moving coil galvanometer, if you connect a small resistance in parallel to the galvanometer, a small resistance with the parallel to the galvanometer, a galvanometer converted as ammeter. The small resistance which you are connecting parallel to the galvanometer is called shunt. Shunt. Okay? And heavy resistance or high resistance connected in series with the galvanometer. Series with the galvanometer. So this galvanometer converted as voltmeter. Converted as voltmeter. So shunt is connected series for voltmeter. Shunt is connected parallel for the ammeter. Clear? Shunt is very small for ammeter. Shunt is very large for voltmeter. Ideally, zero resistance for ammeter, infinite resistance for voltmeter. Clear? So this is a brief concept about moving charges magnetism. Clear? Now student, tell me, still you have any concept to doubt in moving charge magnetism? Concept to doubt is there in moving charge magnetism? Tell me. Concept doubt is there? Any doubt is concept doubt is there in moving charge magnetism? Tell me. Girls, any concept doubt is there? Tell me. Or not responding anything? Are you there in the class, right? Tell me any concept doubt from the moving charge magnetism? Okay. Now from your side, any doubts are there, you can send me the pic from moving charge magnetism. If you already practiced, if you are already practiced, any doubts are there from your side, you send me the pic, I will discuss. Okay. Otherwise, if you are not practiced at, what do you do? Today I have explained everything, right? Concept. And after the session, you practice the question from your module. Each and every question you practice from your module, and doubts sent to the group. I will discuss the doubts tomorrow. Clear? If you have doubts right now, you can send it to me. I will discuss. Time is there. If you do not have a doubts because you are not practiced yet, so you can practice today. Moving charge and magnetism chapter. Okay? And send the doubts in group. Tomorrow I will discuss. So tomorrow our planning is in doubt session. I will discuss your doubts, whatever the doubts you send it to me today. And after that, I will briefly explain the EMI concept, electromagnetic induction concept, along with magnetism and matter, like earth magnetism. Some earth magnetism is there, na? Bar magnet. About bar magnet, we'll discuss. Brief concept of bar magnet and that terminology of dip, angle of dip, angle of inclination, horizontal component of earth magnetic field, like that. That concept and EMI concept I will discuss along with your doubts. So repeatedly I'm saying, practice today of this chapter. Don't do any other chapter. If you are finished already this chapter, you can go do other chapter. But those you are not yet completed this chapter, so finish today and doubts you send to the group so that I will discuss. I clearly said doubts send before 7 a.m. Up to 7 a.m. tomorrow, you can send the doubts. Clear? So that I discuss the doubts in the class. Is this point is clear, everyone? Students, tell me yes or no. Whoever you sending the doubts, you are not sending the pic. Only that you are. I'm not getting that pic here when I'm click on it. Whoever you sending the doubts, some continuous doubt you are sending, right? But that pic I'm not getting here. Pics you send to me. So girls and boys, is that point is clear, everyone? Those you are practiced already, send to me the doubts. If you are not practiced, practice today, and tomorrow you, for the tomorrow session, you can send the doubts. For tomorrow planning is, we'll discuss your doubts along with EMI and magnetism matter, we'll discuss brief concept. Today, the rest of the time today, I will discuss some numerical question, and somebody is sending me doubts. The doubts after the finishing of doubts, we'll go for the other numerical question of moving charge magnetism, we'll discuss. Look here. Before that, everyone answer to me. So magnetic moment m bar is equal to I into a bar. Okay, a bar you have to take along the direction of current. So current in the loop, in which direction is that? Curl your fingers of right hand, then thumb represent the direction of magnetic moment. Thumb represent the direction of magnetic moment. So I will draw different diagrams on the board. From your side, you tell me the directions of the magnetic moment in that particular loop, right? A, B, A, B, C, D, C, D, E, F. See, the C, D, E, F you see. See, I draw like this. In which plane it is there? C, D are there in YZ plane. If I write A, B are there in XY, C, D are there in YZ, and EF are there in XZ. Okay. Now you tell me the directions of magnetic moment. I gave the direction of current. I cap, J cap, K cap model, you tell me. Answer it. A and B, C, D and E, F. Everyone answer it, because that is very important, direction taking. Girls, answer it. Simple only, nothing but you need to fold your fingers of right hand according to the direction of current. Thumb represent the direction of magnetic moment. See, somebody given that answer absolutely correct. Now look here. First A, everyone look here. First A. Current flowing which direction? See, look here. Anti-clockwise. So fold it, fingers fold like this, anti-clockwise. Which side? Out. So this is x-axis, this is y-axis. This side means z. So this is positive z, this is negative z. So which direction? Outward we are getting. So along outward means along positive z. So positive z means K cap. This B, you see, clockwise current is flowing, clockwise. Clockwise, which side? Inward, minus K cap. Current, YZ plane I said. So YZ means you see current flowing anti-clockwise. So which side? Plus x-axis. Plus x-axis mean plus I cap. This is reverse of that, minus I cap. And this in XZ plane, like this is there. Which side? Which side? Plus Y. That is plus J cap. Here minus J. Is it clear now? Every one of you clear the direction? Right, look here. So this is like direction you need to take care. So let us somebody get somebody's drop the message regarding doubts. That doubt we'll discuss now. Look. Look here. One question is given in this way. This is y-axis they mention. This is z-axis they mention. And this direction x-axis they mention. X. Okay. And the current they given like this. So radius R. Current they given, how much current? I. Okay. Now look carefully. This is, you need to understand, this is along x-axis there are like this is there. So this part is there ZY plane. So they mention this axis they taken as Y, this axis they taken as Z, and outward axis they taken as X. Clear? Now this semicircular arc they mention in YZ plane. Okay? And these are plane like this they kept. Like this outward. But current is coming here and here semicircle is there and going like this. From it is coming like this current and semicircle is there and going like this. So that is a figure actually. This is coming outward from outward. So they want to find what is net magnetic field at this point. Net magnetic field they are asking. can I imagine this is it's a part of three parts. One is this straight wire, another is this semicircular arc, third one is one more straight wire, and but they given it dot line here. So long wire like this, coming from infinity and bend like this and going to infinity only. So can I imagine here combination of this is at this point they want to find that this end means it is one semi-infinite wire. This is also one semi-infinite wire, correct? And this is semicircle. Semicircle. Now look carefully. For this wire, I am taking this wire for let us say A, and this is B. For A wire, current is coming like this, getting inside like this, and at this end they want to find magnetic field like this, right? At this end, which side is there? Along downward is there. Downward means which one is there? Downward Z, negative Z is there. For this negative Z, for A negative Z, for B means like this coming, like this. So like this means at this point only, again this point only, again that is also downward only coming, downward. So both are downward only along negative Z. But for semicircle, you see, let us say this is C, semicircle. For semicircle, X, ZY plane is there, like this semicircle, magnetic field inward, right? Inward means negative X axis. So three parts, two semi-infinite wires, magnetic field producing at this point, and one semicircle producing magnetic field at that point. So we'll find out individually of semicircle magnetic field due to semi-infinite wire of AB and semicircle of C, and we'll add together. Net magnetic field will get. So first for A wire, for A semi-infinite wire, for A semi-infinite wire. So just now I said the direction, current flowing like this. At this point, magnetic field, current flowing like this, na? So this class inward only will come. Along negative Z it will come. Semi-infinite wire magnetic field is what? Mu naught I by 4 pi r directly. 4 pi r. Which direction? Downward is coming. Downward means according to Z downward. Minus Z. Okay. Next. Similarly, just now I said for B, same only, but that is also along that only, right? Both are same, minus Z only. Right? Then for C, semicircle, right? It is for circle mu naught I by 2r. For semicircle mu naught I by 4r. Right? So mu naught I by 4r. 4r. But which direction? Which direction? Along negative x. Negative x. Right? So net magnetic field is what? B net is BA bar plus BB bar plus BC bar. Vector addition only. But anyway, these two are same only. Right? These two are along same direction. So can I write here directly for BA plus BB? I can written as 2 mu naught I by 4 pi r along negative Z. I'll write minus k cap plus mu naught by 4r. This is minus I cap. X axis is there. Correct? So net magnetic field means what? Can I write this is like one and this is other. Minus k cap minus I cap. Perpendicular only, na? Angle between them also perpendicular. So magnitude only they want to find. So B net magnitude is, both are perpendicular only there. So root over A square plus B square. So this square plus this square, magnitude I am taking, magnitude. So 2 mu naught I by 4 pi r whole square plus mu naught I by 4r whole square. Only magnitude I am taking because the angle between them is 90. So can I take mu naught I by 4r, mu naught I by 4r, common only. Can I take outside directly? So mu naught I by 4r I am taking out. Mu naught I by 4r, mu naught I by 4r taking out. So what is left inside? 2 square. 4 plus, sorry, here 2 square, 2 by 2 square means 4 by pi square is there, correct? 4 pi r is there for this, but here 4r only there. So now for this mu naught I by 4r gone. So plus 1, right? Root. Yes or no? So finally what will come here? 4 plus pi square. LCM if you take 4 plus pi square by pi square. So pi square will come out. Pi only. So can I write directly mu naught I by 4 pi r. So root over 4 plus pi square. Correct? This is answer. Clear? Mu naught I by 4 pi r into root over 4 plus pi square. This you understood now. I have taken pi square as LCM. 4 plus pi square divided by pi square. Pi square root will come out pi only. Then 4 plus pi square inside it is there. Huh? 4 plus कैसे कैंसिल होगा? पाई स्क्वायर है, ये 2 स्क्वायर है. So can I write root over a square plus b square as a plus b? So you are saying that here 2 square we can write plus pi square is there. So 2 square become 2 square root will be 2, pi square root will be pi. You mean to say inside bracket simply 2 plus pi should come. But can I write like this? According to you are only, can I write like this? Root over a square plus b square is there. Can I write this is a plus b? Can I write like this? We cannot. Right, na? Mathematically wrong it is. That is correct. 4 plus 5. See, this is simple question only, looking like difficult, but if you understand the diagram clearly, simple only. It is a combination of two semi-infinite where one semicircle. That's it. Is this question is clear, everyone? A is there, you see. A, part A is there, coming like this from here. It is coming like this. Current going inward. So circle is come like this, right? Around the magnetic field around. So at this point magnetic field you want to find. This point magnetic field at r distance. So circle you see going down. For B, B means going outside, current going out. Means what type of magnetic field like this will come? Again this side magnetic field which side? Inward only, downward only. Right? One of the standard question it is. But simple. Standard only but simple. If you clear with the A and B directions. Diagram is clear, question is very simple. It's a combination of two semi-infinite, one semicircle. Next question you see. That's also one of the standard question only. See, take one stick like this is there. Still you are not getting the direction. Somebody saying this is direction. So magnetic field current flowing like this. Thumb represent direction of current, and curl your finger around the conductor or wire. So which direction curling your? Clockwise only curling, right? Clockwise, you see current flowing like that. Clockwise you are curling, clockwise. Then for this wire, for A wire, the point A is, which side is there according to you? Right side is there. the point should be calculated for magnetic field for the A wire right side is there. So right side you are clockwise, you are doing na current flowing this side clockwise. So which side you are folding? Down for A. Then B you see B current flowing outward, right? Like this, outward. So outward means current flowing out and your fingers are anti-clockwise. You are curling the fingers anti-clockwise. But for this wire again for you left side it is there. This point is there, left side is there. So for left side again it is downward only going. Your fingers are going downward only. Are you getting? For A point, for A the point is right side is there. For B the point is left side is there. That's the reason both of them, this is clockwise circles, this is anti-clockwise circle you are getting. But still one is for right, other one is left. That's the reason direction down only getting both of them. Is that point is clear? Yes. Now one more question they sent. That's also one of standard question only. That one more question is there. Let us looking like maybe diagram wise somewhat difficult, but it is very simple. Look carefully. Look, they have given like this. 4 wires joined like square type. Joined like this. And finally, this is connected to a battery of V voltage battery connected. V voltage, current I started to flow like this, current I starting and flow. And when it comes here, divide. So here some current will flow, I1 let us say, here I2 will let us say. This I1 will go like this and comes out I1 only because same path only. And this I2 will come here, I2 only will come out. Finally leave the current as I1 plus I2. These are 4 identical wires they said. 4 identical wire formed a square loop. And that loop connected in the circuit. Clear? So this is, and they want to find at this point exactly center of that loop. Center of the loop, they want to find magnetic field. Center of the loop magnetic field they want to find. Simple. See, at this center, what is magnetic field due to this wire, this wire, this wire, this wire, net magnetic field they want to calculate. So, if for simplest format I can draw that one, easily we can understand that, you see. Instead of this rotation versus normal diagram, you see. Square loop. Okay? Square loop. Current entering from here, I current. See, from this junction it is entering. Current entering I. And dividing current here like this and flow like this and leave the current I like this. Same diagram, this only just I rotated and this I got for normal loop. And they want to calculate at this center what is net magnetic field. Okay. The question is, all are finite wires only. So magnetic field due to this wire, this wire, this wire, this wire at this point we calculate and add up. Net magnetic field will get. Clear? Because magnetic field is a vector quantity. Individual wires calculate the magnetic field and add up them. So think here, see directly, logically you can say here. Current I is entering, na? Here resistors, every wire resistance is same. So here R you take 2R, here R, 2R. So ratio of resistance same. So current divide equally. Current divides equally. That means here I by 2 current flow. Here also I by 2 current flow. Or if I say this is a current 2I, then half of the current, that is I here. But in the question I only they given. So we will take I by 2 only because I by 2, I by 2. I by 2, I by 2. Okay. Now, First we'll say direction, we'll see. Direction if you see, because all are identical, you see, same current is flowing through everywhere. Same lengths are there, same angles they will intersect here, because this angle you see, finite wire formula we have to use. Same angle intersect, everything is same. That is magnitude wise, each wire will produce same amount of magnetic field at this point O. So let us check out the directions. Okay. Look carefully at the board for directions. First, this wire, I am taking this wire is A, this wire is B, this wire is C, and this wire is D. Okay. For A wire, you see current flowing like this. Current flowing like this. Thumb is upward. Thumb is upward. And curl your fingers. So towards the point O, your finger is going inward, outward. Inward, outward. Inward, right? Towards the point O. Point O is for you, it is right side is there. Right side is there. So your fingers are going inward only. For A, inward is there. Inward. Then for B, tell me. For B like this, current flowing like this. Then again at O, your finger direction inward, outward. Inward only. Inward only. Correct? Now for C, current flowing there. But at left, because now the point is left side of the wire. So left side of the wire means your fingers are coming out. Out you see. Current flowing upward and your fingers are coming outside at point O. Outside. For this out. Then for this also, for D wire current flowing like this. And you are curling the finger at point O again outside. So outside means out. So identical wires, in that two are there in inward producing magnetic field and two of them producing outward. But magnitude wise all are identical, right? Lengths are same, angles are same, everything same. So these two are magnetic field cancelled by these two. Because this is inward of A is inward, B is C is outward, cancelled out. B is inward, D is outward, cancelled out. So B net will be what? 0. B net will be 0. Right? Most of the students, they will confuse for this question and this question. You see? Same square loop only. Current flowing like this. Current flowing like this. But here magnetic field is not 0. Magnetic field is 4 times of magnetic field due to single wire. 4 times of single wire. Because see current, this is inward, for this also inward, this also inward. Because current same like this is flowing. But here current dividing, that's the reason direction of current reverse coming. So these two wires magnetic field cancelled by these two wire magnetic field. Net magnetic field in this loop 0, but here not 0. So you need to take care about how the direction of current is entering and leaving also. Anti-clockwise also not 0. So B net will be G inward. At that time net will be outward will come. Is it clear? Difference between this loop and this loop is clear. Is it clear? The question is clear, student? Clear? So today you practice the questions at home. Those you are practiced, very good. Those you are not yet started, you practice, because you have today, tomorrow, day after tomorrow. 3 days are there. You can prepare, because already we revised plenty time of alternating current and EM waves. Already you have an idea on both the chapter. So you have only EMI, moving charge already revised. You practice today, so that moving charge will complete. The doubts plus EMI revision plus magnetism and matter revision will do tomorrow. Saturday all cumulative doubts will discuss, and Saturday class 2-hour session will be present, only purely doubt session related to exam, related to Sunday grand test exam. Saturday 2-hour session, purely doubts, which is cumulative doubts. Mean till you have any doubt from all these 5 chapters, you can ask. Okay, and make sure that the doubts you send as early as possible before 7 a.m. every day. Whatever you have doubts, send before 7 a.m. on that day, that we will going to be discussed on that day doubt session. Then whatever you send the doubt after 7 a.m., okay, we will discuss next day. Is the point clear, everybody? Everybody is clear that point? Okay, so practice. When you practice the question, then only the numerical problem they will get it. Until unless you not practice, so you feel that is difficult only. Once start moving your pen on your paper, then you will get some doubts, some ideas, some solution, some. Right? So everybody today practice the question. Definitely, you start practicing, you will only feel or you will realize that. So I will also get. Nobody perfect 100% by birth only, right? By practicing only day by day they will perfect. Nobody by birth they won't be perfect 100%, and they won't get a 100% knowledge in the mind. By birth only they won't get 10 tables at a time, right? By LKG, UKG, nursery only they will learn 1, 2, 3 ABCD. Then higher classes will go tables they will learn. Like that, you practice. Maybe you won't get any problem, but once you get practice and you are asked the doubts, so definitely you get a clear idea. Next time you will get. Don't nervous if you are not get anything, but practice first of all. Clear? Is I'm clear, everybody? So yes, the remaining doubts of yours and remaining doubts of others also that I will discuss tomorrow in the doubt session. Clear? Right. I'm going to end the session. So practice well, and any doubt you send it to me before 7 a.m. tomorrow, so that we will get some collection of doubts. I will discuss one by one. Otherwise, during the class, if you send it to me, confusion will create. Which doubts for which you? Okay. So that only I'm asking for that. Will go in a streamlined way. If you are sending me the doubt before 7 a.m., so I will discuss in the class in streamlined way. That means doubt by doubt I will discuss. Some of them they send me common doubts also, maybe, right? That's why. Right. Again, we will meet tomorrow.